Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you are having a fantastically awesome day so far, and I hope you had an amazing weekend. My weekend was freaking great. It was awesome. We went for a nice lunch, family lunch on Saturday because it was my mother-in-law's birthday. That was pretty good. I had a couple non-alcoholic beers and an awesome jalapeno burger. Ooh, it was so good. And then yesterday, Sunday, was hockey. Garen had 3 games of hockey. They won 2 out of 3, which was great. And then last night, South Africa beat the French in the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals by 1 point. What a freaking game it was. It was so intense. My heart rate is still up at the moment. If I'd had long hair, it would have all been ripped out last night. I was so stressed. It was such a good game. It was an awesome game. Anyway, today we are reacting to real prison escapes caught on camera. I was scrolling through TikTok because I couldn't sleep last night after that rugby game, and I saw a clip of one of these and I thought, actually, that'll be pretty fun to watch. So yeah, we're going to be checking that out. But before we do, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well give the video a like as well. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee page and a Patreon page link down in the description if you want to help support the channel. That'll be freaking awesome. And without further ado, let's check out these real prison escapes caught on camera.
When criminals are sentenced to a life in prison, their chances of escape are low, but never zero. And this guy must have seen his chance, because while being escorted out of the courthouse, he decided he had enough, so he made a run for it. He made it across the parking lot without being caught, but was later found by the deputies hiding under a house. So yeah, nice try, but
How do you run with handcuffs on? I might try that. I might tie my hands up and try to go for a run, see what it's like.
I don't think this is what the judge meant when they said bail. But that wasn't the only time an inmate was able to slip away from the guards unnoticed. While everyone was distracted by the door,
Keep it casual, mate.
This guy activated stealth mode and ducked behind the transport van. And the guards were none the wiser. Then the inmate went into fast and furious mode and drove the van through the garage door to escape.
What happened? Damn.
I don't know what it is about police and garages, but it seems...
I know these guys are in there for a reason and stuff, but sometimes you got to root for them, don't you? You got to be like, yeah, come on, because it's just the fun of it, isn't it? Cat and mouse game.
It's like they can't really handle their inmates in there. This guy didn't even bother with driving the car through the garage door. He just waited patiently for the door to start to close, and he bolted. He somehow managed to duck under the door just as it was about to close,
Perfect timing.
trapping the guards inside. I love it when a plan comes together. Speaking of plans, it seems like this...
You gotta feel for those like cops and the guards and that, because they do it every day in and day out. They must get so used to their routine that it just takes that tiny slip of the mind, doesn't it? Like I've had it like loads of times. You'll be doing something that you've done every single day, and because you've done it so many times, you just become a little bit complacent, don't you? Sometimes, I mean, and that's what happened. Those guys are waiting for their chance and they dip.
This guy had one of his own. Step 1.
How's this guy gonna get out?
Wait until the officer's distracted. Step 2. Use the wheelchair to your advantage. Step 3. Run. Step 1. Complete. There's Step 2 and Step 3.
Oh
Run.
man, he can what the hell?
When you've been caught, sometimes the only thing you can do to get away is to rely on your instincts. And for this guy, those instincts were climbing. And for his friend, his instincts were to wait until the officers forgot about him to make his move. And there he goes. But here's something they should teach officers not to do. A corrections officer can be seen opening the door for the suspect and escorting him out to the police cruiser. Apparently, the officer told her coworkers that she was taking him to undergo a psychological evaluation. But once they left, they never came back. Yeah,
inside job.
It tells me they were more than friends. This dash cam captures the moment a prisoner casually escapes from the back.
That's gotta be Russia.
Maybe he was playing it a bit too casual, because the officers were able to catch him almost immediately and drag him back inside. I love this one. Go back to jail, dude. Don't pass go, and definitely don't collect 200. This dude, on the other hand, saw an opportunity to almost immediately and drag him back inside.
Get in
there,
back
to jail,
bastard.
Dude. Don't pass go, and definitely don't collect 200. This dude, on the other hand, saw an opportunity to cash his get-out-of-jail-free card and took it. He
this one doesn't look real.
The room to see if there was anyone around, and when he saw the coast was clear, he just walked out the front door. He even managed to slip out of his handcuffs, which might mark this as one of the easiest escape plans ever. You know what's even easier?
Is this one real?
Liking the video.
Doesn't look real.
Okay.
Yeah, liking the video and subscribing helps.
You can do with a little brute force, as shown by this guy who managed to break his handcuffs by twisting them against the bar in front of him.
I think it surprised him. Look,
he had to figure out his next
move.
Ah, yes, that's it. The ceiling. It isn't very often that we get to see a video of a prison
Holy
break
crap, how do
while
you
it's
break the
actually
cuffs?
happening. This video was recorded when around a dozen convicts escaped
damn.
jail after one of the inmates' friends drove a bulldozer through the wall
Holy
of the
crap,
compound.
can you imagine being there? I am out of there, man. Like, one or two you can maybe try and help catch, but if it's like a whole swarm of them, I'm looking after me, man, and my family. I'm driving away or running away, whatever it takes. Look at all of this.
Escape lockup was a bulldozer and a friend who was dumb
Imagine
enough to
all
drive
these
it.
cars running towards you.
This inmate tried to break out of jail by disguising himself as his daughter. Not quite what I was expecting to hear, but let's hear him out. The plan was simple. During visiting hours, when his daughter showed up to prison, he switched places with her on the way out. And the plan worked for like 30 seconds. It didn't take long for officers to catch on and escort him back to where he belonged.
Oh my god. What the hell is even that?
To where he belonged.
Oh, what?
This prisoner thought he'd take his chances on foot with only one shoe. Sorry, dude. Looks like your chance at freedom flew away faster than your shoe did.
Oh, that guard missed his calling. He should have been playing. He should play rugby or football.
Their chance at freedom stuck around a little bit longer. While taking the trash out, they decided to dumpster dive their way out of there. And I don't know what this guy was doing, but he decided not to pursue them for some reason. That's one way to get out of doing your chores. Speaking of getting out of things, these Canadian prisoners found a creative way to get out of jail. They waited for the ride to land on the prison roof. Once there, they hung onto a cord for dear life as the helicopter pulled them up and escorted them away.
What the hell?
What's scarier, being in prison
That's
for
like a
life
movie.
or hanging onto a cord hundreds of feet in the air while being dragged by a helicopter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Don't let go, mate.
This kid might not be afraid of heights, though. In order to escape the sheriff's office, he took his
I've seen
chances
this one.
by jumping out of a 2-story window. A few minutes later, the officers found that his suspect had escaped.
Where'd he go? 2 stories. I'm on.
Jail.
Is this a second story? Yeah, I'm on the second story, and that's high. I think I'll die if I jumped out there.
3 criminals were
Take
caught
some
on camera
balls.
breaking out of prison by unlocking a secured door with a set of keys. With the help of this jail guard right here, all 3 of them were able to casually walk out of prison. I swear, I walked through TSA with more nerves than these guys escaping prison.
Yeah, they just look
While
so
being loaded
calm.
onto a prison bus, these ladies planned their next move. With no guards around, they decided it was the perfect opportunity to try to slip under the bus. They held their position while the bus traveled to the nearest stoplight and then made a break for it. Unfortunately for them, they were both caught by detectives and
Did they just
hitched
walk
the ride
straight back
to
into
jail.
the actual, like, loading bay?
You know the saying, when a door closes, a window opens. Well, I think this inmate decided to take that a little too literally. When he saw that
What
window
the hell?
open, he jumped through and ran as fast as he could across the parking lot.
What
But
window was
sometimes the
that?
door doesn't close at all. In the central lockup, the officer made the mistake of not closing the door properly. When this woman saw her opportunity, she
casual.
slowly walked over, calmly
So
opened the door,
casual.
and made a run for it.
I'm just going for a joke.
These 2 criminals must have figured out they could outrun anybody when they headed
Handcuffs
for the door.
on again.
But before they knew it, the judge had his robe off and was chasing him down the
Oh,
flight
what a
of stairs.
badass judge.
They really tried, but I think they underestimated how fast the judge was going to jump into action. Speaking of jumping, this guy decided to jump at the opportunity to escape by literally jumping out
Another
of a
one out
moving
the
police
car.
vehicle while in handcuffs. Seems a bit reckless, but desperate times call for desperate measures. But sometimes escapes are less the
Would you try and escape? I don't think I would try and escape. Like, I'd hate to go to prison. Prison actually scares the life out of me. I watch a lot of, I've got this morbid thing where I watch a lot of, like, history stuff, and then I'll watch prison documentaries and stuff. There was one called First and Last, or First 24 and Last 24 or something, where they showed the prisoners or person going to jail the first 24 hours and the last 24 hours before they were released. What the hell, man? I don't think I could cut it. I really don't think I could cut it in prison. It's just not to be able to do anything, like, I don't know.
theatrical. For this guy, all he had to do was slowly back away, and when the guards
So
weren't looking,
blasé.
make his exit. And while making his way through the courthouse, he had to cover up his handcuffs with a shirt and ditch his distinctive clothing. He had a pretty clean getaway, but it only lasted
How do you
2
take your
hours.
shirt off with handcuffs on?
Nope, this isn't a marathon. This is what it looks like when hundreds of inmates escape a Brazilian prison. And if it was me recording this video, I'd be running for the hills.
Yeah, I
Not
wouldn't be
watching
so
as dozens
calm
of
just
convicts
standing
run
there
at me
filming
full
them.
Speed. Sometimes all you need to escape is a blanket to drape over the barbed wire, strength to climb over a chain link fence, and and the guts to jump off of a roof. But they aren't the only ones willing to jump for their freedom. This guy ran through the metal detector and jumped from the second story in order to escape.
Oh, he's going to land on it.
Miracle,
Oh, it looked like he was going to land on that
unharmed.
hand
What is
sanitizer
it with
thing.
inmates thinking that jumping off of things is a good option? I mean, I guess it's their only option, but for this guy, I'm not sure it was. He jumps out of a second-story window and, man, that's a long way down. That just seems like a bad idea, my guy.
Yeah, don't do stupid shit like that.
But this lady's idea was simple. Find a way to get out of handcuffs. And she was trying everything. It even looked like she turned to Siri for help at one point.
Why she got her phone?
Siri, how do I get out of handcuffs? Siri was obviously no help, but eventually
She
with enough
Googled
force,
it,
she
didn't
broke
she?
free. And this is what happens when your escape plan comes crashing down
Oh, man,
halfway
you
through.
balls that up.
Yeah, turns out ceiling tiles aren't as sturdy as you think they'd be. But you know what is sturdy? This escape plan. With the help of a friend, these inmates took taking out the trash to a whole new level. Good thing they had a change of clothes. It's probably better not to walk around
They
town
just
smelling
walk.
like any Dufresne at the end of Shawshank Redemption. Sometimes it takes more than force to escape. Sometimes it takes superhuman abilities. This prisoner must have been bitten by a radioactive spider or something,
Was he
because he
climbing
was
up the
somehow
wall?
able to climb up the prison walls better than Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield
Flipping
combined.
heck.
Someone go tell Tom Holland he's out of a job. Hopefully Marvel School of Escaping Convicts being the next Spider-Man. This guy just ran out of the prison van. But can you blame him? The officers left the door open. I mean, what do you think he was gonna do?
Yeah, like some of them you think, well, if I've got the chance, I'm going to do it. I mean, no one's watching me. The door's wide open. I can taste the freedom. You may as well give it a
You'd
nudge,
think that
but I don't
prisoners
know.
would want to escape quietly, but that's just not the case for these guys. They literally filmed their entire breakout with their phone on light mode and flashlight on full blast. Then they took it a step further by posting the play-by-play right here on YouTube.
I was just
They're
going to
really
say they were going to start a YouTube channel, and they actually did it. I might try to find that video.
Then they took it a step
the
further
hell?
by posting the play-by-play right here on YouTube. There really are tutorials for everything these days. This is what happens when an
I've
escaped
seen
convict
this.
has his
I've
charisma
seen
and
this.
deception skills maxed out.
You live around here, bud? No. Where you live at?
Down the road by
This guy's so
Do you have any
smooth.
form of identification on you?
No, man.
What's your name?
Robert Jones.
Robert Jones?
Even his
What's your
name
address?
sounds made up.
I don't
Robert
know, I'm
Jones.
at the
Such a
hotel.
common name.
We're working on houses and stuff like that.
What is? We got an escapee.
Oh, shit. Where from?
Prison. Hey, this is Carl. Subject wear glasses? Nothing about glasses. How old is your guy? You're how old?
50. I was born in 56.
No, I'm just doing my job,
I know
man.
you are.
Do jog again in the future. Carry some ID with you. Be careful, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
Whose fault is that? Is that cop just stupid? I mean, the guy was so calm. Seriously, he even stopped to speak to the I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he should have asked a few more questions. Not hard to put on a pair of... Did it say anything about glasses? Nah, nothing. Oh, it can't be him then. It's easy to get a pair of
I'm not
glasses,
sure what
mate.
his whole plan was, but I guess it started with trying to squeeze through the bars, which honestly looks like one of the most uncomfortable ways to escape
Are they
prison.
helping him or trying to catch him? I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be. I thought there was going to be a few more like tunneling videos like Shawshank Redemption and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know whether I would escape, like try and escape. I mean, what is the point? You're going to get more time added on probably. But again, if you're in that position and the door's wide open, the van you're in's wide open, and the cops are standing there talking about what they did on the weekend, I mean, I might give it a go. I used to be able to run pretty quick. I don't know about now. I think distance will mess me up more than anything. I'm pretty quick in the first 10 meters. But then after 30-40 meters, I'm tired. You got to catch me anyway. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.